Hello and welcome to chapter 246 of our streaming adventure. What I have for you today is testing ahead of the ManaTraders series Swiss rounds on Saturday. We were able to qualify playing 8-cast, getting 7 wins out of our 10 matchups, but I'm shifting gears. So I think 8-cast is a good deck, but it is susceptible to a lot of hate, which is on the rise, as well as with the release of Kamigawa. I think 8-cast needs to go in the direction of Kappa Cannoneer, the big turtle that looks like Blastoise. And unfortunately, my rental service does not offer them currently. And they're like 80 some ticks a piece. So I did buy a bunch of. I bought a bunch of treasure chests, like trying to play the lottery. Didn't work out. We did get a couple other Kamigawa cards, but nothing, super awesome. But what that led me to is, okay, if I'm not going to play 8-cast, what are other decks that I enjoy playing? And there has been a little bit of controversy, or I should say discussion, in the Legacy community because Ozymandias17 posted would you say, like a tier list, a power ranking of what decks are out there in Legacy right now, and had green-white depths ranked above just basic lands. Not basic lands, but you know what I mean. So I am a member of the Legacy Lands Discord, which talks about the different styles of lands, and there's a lot of, okay, well, where exactly is green-white depths better than, say, just regular lands? And I have liked green-white lands, but I do feel like I don't know what I want to say exactly. The deck I play in paper, the deck I play in actual paper is like legit, lands. Like I like playing lands. So I think the fact that I'm already familiar with it, and I would just have to make adjustments to what I'm expecting. Plus, so here's the problem is, I don't get a lot of, quote, testing. A lot of my testing is theory crafting, or I'll think about a matchup. I'll think about how I would play certain things. And so watching other people's videos sometimes is what substitutes for my testing. And one of those players is Albert Lindblom. That is ALLI, Alley on MTGO, and prolific, puts out a lot of content, and I think is very good content. And so in the Discord, I talked about that I wanted to play Rug, and they suggested this particular list. So they are someone that had been playing Ipnu Rivulet and Flusterstorm as ways to deal with, say, like the Rise of Doomsday. And actually, I was really impressed with some of their matchups against Doomsday. So this particular list incorporates the new, a couple of the new Kamigawa lands, Boseiju to deal with multiple things, and as well as, I haven't had a chance to say this one as much, but Adawara Soaring City as a way to bounce things. Now, we have the Ipnu Rivulet and the Flusterstorms on the sideboard. Another blue edition that people seem to like is Slogurk the Overslime. And I had to read this a couple times. So it's a 3-mana 3/3 trample. Seems decent. If a land is put into the if a land card is put into your graveyard from anywhere, put a +1/+1 counter on Slogger. So if I sack a wasteland, if I crack a fetch. However, I can also pitch a land to Mox Diamond. If I have Slogurk in play and I dredge Loam, any lands that flip over there also pump Slogurk. So that's interesting. Remove 3 counters from it, and you can pick it back up to, avoid removal and stuff like that, but it would have to have 3 counters on it. And then if Slogurk leaves the battlefield, return up to 3 lands from my graveyard to my hand. So imagine, if you will, Slogurk's in my hand. Slogurk's in play, and I do the Dredge Loam, flip 3, lands over. It's now a 6/6 Slogurk with 3 lands in the graveyard. I attack. They swords it. I remove the 3 counters, pick Slogurk up. Picking Slogurk up picks those lands up out of the graveyard as well. So, I mean, it's interesting, and I don't have the experience with it, and therefore I figured I should test it. Elvish Reclaimer is a card that I've really liked as for, assembling combos in general. So we're going to give this one a shot today, see how it feels. I don't know about 3 Foundry, but 3 Foundry, once again, is a card to fight the Doomsday decks primarily because of shuffling back in. It can mess with the count of the library. So, I guess we'll see how we do. I mean, other cards, 4 Exploration, Expedition Map, Pithing Needle, Pyrite Spellbomb, Shadow Spear, 4 Loam, Thrower Rotation, 4 Thespian Stage, 4 Saga. We do only have 2 Dark Depths. Elvish Reclaimer will help tutor things out, but, I guess we'll see how it goes. Bum, bum. Opponent potentially doesn't want to join. Nope, back in the queue. Okay. Anything else? We have the Punishing Fire. Red in the sideboard gives us Red Elemental Blast and Pyroblast. Ollie was talking about a Bant list. Bant giving them... so now the draw to green-white depths. You have Swords. You have Prismatic Ending. I find those compelling. All right. Let's try again for round 1. So, this opening hand has Exploration. Exploration, and then what? I don't have the Loam. Crop Rotation. Actually, we should check. Do we have a cantrip land? We do not have a card draw land. So... we could rotate a land into a Grove. See, this is one of those ones like, is Tabernacle good enough? I don't even know. I mean, I'll keep this. Put that back. They kept 7. Play new land. Play an Elvish Reclaimer. Flooded Strand. Sword's my Reclaimer. So, hear me out. I could waste that Tundra. Oh, wait a minute. Even better. Even better. We waste the Tundra because of the Cradle, Dark Depths. Yeah, that's better. All right. I was thinking I didn't set myself up to be able to 2020. But we did. Ah, 10 out of 10. This deck is great. So, opponent was last seen playing the Days Undoing deck. Has Dress Downs, has Back to Basics. I think... Do they have Uro? No, they're blue-white. So, I think the kind of things I want here are the Pyroblast to fight on that axis. Did they have Teferi? They have to have Teferi. Teferi and Narset. Teferi and Narset makes me think a little less impressive on the Spell Bomb. Also, potentially, the Shadow Spear is not as great. Tabernacle. I guess it makes more sense to start by looking at the mana base. Like, are there any particular lands here that don't feel... Because Boseiju can hit artifact, enchantment, or non-basic land. Artifact, enchantment, or I guess back to basics. Okay, so that is a reason. That is a reason to keep. Sagas, Wastelands. We have one Cradle, Yavimaya Cradle, and we drew it, which is terrific for us. I'm not 100% sure it's correct, but I do normally feel against counter spells that I like to trim on crop rotation. That might just be wrong. And then also, I mean, is Slogurk what I want? Maze of Ith is something that could probably be trimmed. I mean, once again, this is me saying don't cut the main cards unless you've trimmed, questionable lands. Ipnu Rivulet is not doing anything in this matchup, I would say, either. So we could do those 3, and then what about getting Flusterstorm in? Well, Flusterstorm isn't going to be great against the Planeswalkers. I'm going to cut a Maze for a Flusterstorm. And I'm cut a Shadow Spear for the other one and submit. I foresee the Flusterstorms not having that same kind of power. And that could be wrong. So here, this Misty Rainforest would have to do a lot of heavy lifting. I don't have an accelerant. It's not like I'm immediately dead and need to... Like, if I'm going to keep Taiga here over the other... Well, what would you do here? You would, depending on what they play, I try to waste them. But if Wasteland is dead, a lot of this feels poor. Flutterstrand pass. See, there. Now I have both options. Hello, Sven. Welcome back. Good to see ya. I qualified for the Legacy ManaTraders Swiss on Saturday, so just trying to test out a deck idea using some of the new cards. New cards being Beseju, Otawara, and I think there's something called Slogurk. I want to give myself option to have Pyroblast and Flusterstorm before I branch out and start doing other stuff. Basic. Have they? Okay, they have not yet played a land. Okay, so it's a little bit more impressive. So they're on Turbo Basics. Well, we just lost our ability to tutor blue. That's rough. Simmer down back there. Hi, buddy. We just fetch Basic Forest. Monastery Mentor. Do we cut both the maze? We also cut the mazes. Oh, this is terrific. What lands do I still have left available to me? Blast Zone? So, get Blast Zone, crank it up to 3 as soon as possible. They did not shuffle that Ponder. Would we? Yeah, only having one of each colored source, I not too happy about that. These wastelands are definitely brutal. I feel like I go get Blast Zone now and crank it, but I can't afford to lose any of these almost. Alright, just double checking what is available to me here. Caracas doesn't work. Urza Saga. Urza Saga would come in, get a counter, move to next turn, have a second counter already. That's not terrible. Then I have Pyrite Spellbind. That's not terrible. Theoretically, you get Dark Depths here. Dark Depth. No, that would be better to set up otherwise. So let's go get a Saga. Okay, we have a new crop rotation. So it's more like try not to die here, right? We have to be mindful if they could have back to basics. Like, I'm already out of green sources, and that just feels terrible to me. Staying home. Second main phase. Murktide Regent. Okay. Maze is gone. So we found a life from the loam. Question here being, we could tap it for 1 and rotate it. But which one am I at the expense of it? I could go get a... I like the idea of getting a Mox Diamond off this, because I can pitch to Wasteland. Okay, they're... Okay, Force of Will here. If I were to Fluster, it'd be Fluster plus 2. They could just pay for it. So I think we let that go. This goes off. Grabs me a Mox Diamond. Okay, we have not yet played a land. Saga. They have another counter here. Force of Negation, losing their last Snapcaster Mage. Okay, so... These are my other 2 sources, so we kind of have to deploy Urzasaga here. And try not to die. Take 4. They have 1 card in hand. Okay, Saga ticks up. We hit our Dark Depths. So from here, the fact that I've already deployed the blue... tap this. Still gives me the option of, yeah, this gives me the most options. Another force. So if we put out Dark Depths, I can't activate any of it, as opposed to if I put out Basic Forest. Basic Forest would let me at least make another. Does it matter of giving them green mana? I don't think so. So I think this turbocharges me the most. So I'm going to do it that way. One, two, three, four. If I declare block 4, they would have to have multiple spells on this one. Okay, they are the ones who had Dress Down. Two, four, six, 8. I can't make a new one. Take 2. I don't have a way to get out of this that I can tell. So I can make it 20/20. I can search up a Pyrite Spellbomb to kill that. Well, okay, how many? We could make a construct. We will search up to shoot. And I could make a flyer. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's not enough. All right, so Dress Down is a problem. I mean, this makes me say you just simply bring Tabernacle back. The fact, like, I had cut all the things that let me get back into the game it's kind of fun. We still had Punishing Fire available, but it might not have been enough. We still had Otara. Could I have done something to got that? Bog is something that, while it contains the I guess I do have more variety of sources than I was giving it credit. I don't know. I feel they are going to be fully on swords duty, that these Slogurks might not live to tell the tale, if you will. Maybe for that reason, what I really need is to have endurances. Endurances can mess with the graveyard, can surprise attack. That might be a better reason. And then just the fact that knowing... I'm going to try that. Do you ever actually cut Saga? That's a good question. I think it makes more sense to cut a Wasteland than a Saga based on what they've presented to me. And potentially, for that reason, I should cut another Wasteland. If I need to hit a Wasteland, I'm going to hit a Wasteland. And it's more important, I would say, to have... I mean, this maze, maybe even the other maze. I don't have a Ghost Quarter, right? Caracas. What's Caracas doing against them? I want the other maze in over Caracas. And yeah, this feels like probably what I should have done the first time. I don't know necessarily now if the Slogurk should be back in. I almost could see it over one of these Besejus. I'm running out of time though now. Thinking more about this, I could see I probably should have just flat out had endurance there. All right, so what are we looking at? I'm not necessarily going to get the mana in time to do that. Maze of Ith could do something, but not necessarily. My only green available is from Boseiju. I'm going to mulligan. All right, they mulliganed as well. So here, I feel like I could keep this. If I can get things going, I think I want the crop rotation combined with the Life from the Loam and Pyroblast. I'm going to send back Endurance. My thought here is so we're going to play Misty Rainforest. Now, I could go as far as... I could go all in on Life from the Loam. Okay, that worked. I was, expecting Force Negation. Mox Diamond, Flusterstorm, and another one. Well, that sucked. Basic Forest. Pass turn. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm expecting basics here. I don't know if I'm being too aggressive here. I just like what this can do and represents. So now, Thespian Stades, Yavimaya Forest. The thing is, I don't need those yet, right? I don't. This Misty Rainforest can get a tropical. This allows me to create a saga. Alright, so they brainstormed, fetched. Did not shuffle. I can also float a colorless. Does this Pithy Needle go off? It does. Nice Scalding Tarn. You never let your opponent catch your needle. I like those. I have not yet played a land. We could fill my hand. Pass turn. I am talking a lot or thinking too much that I'm on low on time. Murktide, sure. Alright. So I have a Saga and then a Maze of Ith. Do I need to loam next turn? No, not necessarily. That seems solid. Did we cut? The spell bomb is in my graveyard. I was looking for the spell bomb. That's my bad. I was looking for the spell bomb there. Should have paid attention, Jeremy. Should have paid attention. I thought I was free and clear. That was sloppy. Very sloppy. All right. So, we have won a match. However, things that I have seen, I do think we would want, I guess, okay, the amount of fetch lands versus fetchable lands. Forest, Trop, Taiga. And we've got 3 versus Maze. Swept Hill. So, okay, we're 3 versus 3. But still, it feels... I mean, maybe I'm wrong. It just feels off. Like, Grove is not tutorable, but it provides red. Ipnu provides blue, and I cut that, so maybe that's on me. And then Mox Diamonds do provide it, so, you know, take that as you will. I am looking. I was just checking the Legacy Discord just to see if there were any comments about this list. Now, another member posted. Can I drag this over? This list. What does it change? It has 2 Taiga, a tropical, and a forest. So that's an extra fetchable versus 1, 2. See, okay. They get an extra fetch in place of. I kind of like that. Is everything else the same? Everything else does feel. I should have paid more attention. I should have looked. Match number 2. We've won the die roll. It is a quick saga. Which could be good. We have so many just potential dead things here, though. They mulligan to 6. They mulligan to 5. See, now I'm like, oh, is this not even that good? It does make me think I keep the Bajuka Bog in hand, though. Right? So... faster. Verdant Catacomb. this into... What do you have, Verdant Catacomb? I got 2/2. What are my... No, not sideboard. What are my main silver bullets? Shadow Spear, Pyrite, Pithy Needle, Map, or more Needle Diamonds? Badlands. So Reanimator or Storm? Okay, so we found life from the loam. If I kind of want this to just go get Pithy Needle. Okay, so they are going to respond. So what does that make me think they have? Let's look at the red here. What you got? Brainstorm. Okay, so that definitely makes them more... You could still be Reanimator, but maybe not. Excuse me. It's 5 spells. Peer into the abyss. That's got to kill me. Oh, now here's the thing: is could I have kept up Punishing Fire? So they are peer into the abyss, or just what do you call it? Burning Wish. I've already put down that I lost this match, so I'm ready for the next round. What could I have done differently, though? Bog wouldn't have done anything. Set up depths. Depths wouldn't have been fast enough. I tried to catch them with the Pithy Needle. We just weren't able to. Alright, so graveyard stuff. Is that even relevant? Doesn't seem like it should be. I don't know what... I've yielded, so We managed to get back ahead on clock momentarily. So I think stuff that I'm gonna want are spheres. I think I was playing a little too worried, like, oh no, what if they're Reanimator? Would that have really changed anything I did? I don't think so. So, things I think I want. How about things that don't seem relevant? Jukabog could be relevant. Is life gain? Life gain to get out of range? Tabernacle, I'm just thinking of the potential need to make a whole bunch of goblins or anything like that. Pithy needle doesn't seem like a thing. So then, like, okay, this. I feel like this is just trying to be cute. I haven't seen it in action yet. Maybe that's why. It does have trample. Are they likely to play things out, or are they going to wait to go once they have everything? You know, I'm just saying force of vigor purposes. That doesn't seem great. They are going to have cantrips, but after that, not necessarily anything else. I see these as too slow. Anything else one more time? Caracas, you don't need Caracas. Caracas could be an endurance. Okay. On the die roll. My die roll is not impressive. Hi, Lily. I mean, crop rotation, so I would need dark depths. I'm not that far away. I think the mulliganing also threw me off of what they were playing. I mean, what am I going to play here first? Wasteland? And then next turn I could have crop rotation. Really, I'm not that far away from a 2020 now that I think about it. Did I need to go for the sphere? Probably. But I don't have an ancient tomb to accelerate the sphere. So that should I have ancient tomb? Potentially. Oh, would tropical for the potential to have rotation into Bajuka Bog could have been better. Yeah, that would have been better. Yeah, I certainly feel like having a sphere against this opener would have been better. Hardcast Beseju, nice. I say hardcast as it is land, and as I'm talking to the empty room right over here. But Wishclaw Talisman, I'll allow it. Would anything change with a crop rotation? What's funny is I don't even have this Burning Wish. Galvanic Relay. Okay. Burning Wish, a land, Wish Claw. Right out in time. I mean, I feel like I have to deploy it now. I would love to waste that and deploy it. Pass turn. Oh, nice! It was removed from here. I didn't even have to click it. Well, that's because it's not. It wasn't a revealed card that I can remove. It's that it existed. So that's interesting. Mm-hmm. Three mana to play a new Wish Claw. Okay. See, now I think I like waste. Would it have been better to put pressure? Maybe. Imagine if I had so like we have Force of Vigor. Is this Saga gonna go get me? Exploration. So this is coming into play. How do I set up? Get me a Mox Diamond. Let's pitch a Dark Depths. Puts triggered ability, cast Crop Rotation, discards Dark Depths, plays Exploration. So let's play Dark Depths. Let's play a Wasteland. Let's Wasteland our opponent. That was their last card in hand. I feel like I'm setting up for 2020 here. Artifact, creature, non-basic land. But it has to be in their hand. Now, they could have... Well, they don't have any legendary things to reduce cost on. Are you going to respond with the Lion's Eye Diamond? No. A new sphere. Now, theoretically, what would I even get out of my deck? I've sideboarded these cards in. What do I want? Flusterstorm. Only during your turn. Do I play the new sphere? Yeah, I think it's more important. Because they had already cashed in the one thing, like, I'm thinking bigger picture there. I don't think Tabernacle is truly in their plans. I think it's more important on getting these spheres, having that game plan. I still kind of like the incidental life gain off Shadow Spear. Does this gain life ever? No. I think Endurance might be cute and not necessarily good. Pithy Needle on Wishclaw Talisman is real. Pithy Needle on Wishclaw Talisman is real. Okay. Checking sideboard again. Is that better than Tabernacle? Is that better than, like, the third fetch? I mean, I don't... Cutting fetch feels wrong. I just feel like the utility of them disappears so quickly. Oh, no, I'm down to 29 land. I mean, that fetch gets me the blue for Flusterstorm, right? Okay, Slogurk out, fetch back in. If Windswept Heath would ever be better as Slogurk, we will know. Hi, Lily. Got my dogs down here cheering me on. Opponent has not yet decided whether or not they're playing first. It's a bold strategy. Okay, they have mulligan to 6. My opening hand does nothing. Hi, buddy. The only interaction I have here is endurance, but if we can get to... Does this do anything? I would argue no. But... maybe we'll draw great. Colorless. Wow, nothing for them. Wow. Okay. We're probably off to the races then. Maybe not. I guess they were just more hopeful. Now, I think this came up before of, well, do you just counter the brainstorm? I could. Like, I'd rather counter the payoff spell, though. And maybe that's just wrong. Ooh, Thespian Sage, copy your Underground Sea seems sweet. If nothing else happens. Correction. Can I get them down to their last card, going for it, and we stifled that? 4, 5. Last card here. Chromox is just a throwaway. Burning Wish, perhaps? So now my thought is, oh, I just go let them get whatever they want, as opposed to the 4 mana, 5, 6, they could just pay for it, and that's not great. So now do they go get, the Peer into the Abyss that we saw before? They don't have enough to play the Peer to the Abyss. They still have to get a sorcery. Sorcery can still be Flusterstormed, but it's more a case of, well, how much is left when they go for it? Sorry, buddy. I think I need to get... Well, I can't say I can get a new, better chair at work, but I definitely have a lot of... They went for Echo. So they're casting an Echo here, which will leave it live in their graveyard to play later. I think that's fine. We're just going to Flusterstorm it. Okay, I was going to say we Flusterstorm it and then we Endurance it away. But we managed to win that match. 2-0. Beating Storm on the back of let's say, dubious play. I don't know. I tried. I sometimes I think I'm not thinking the line through enough at the beginning. I start to go. This happened a lot to me in Vintage, that I would start to go down a path, and it's like, oh, I'm not playing fast enough, and I'd go down the path too far and run through some of the decisions that I shouldn't have run through. Round 3. On the die roll. That is definitely helpful. This hand doesn't do anything. This hand also doesn't do anything. Okay. We're working our way towards this. We have this available to me. They kept 6. I'm keeping 5. I have to put 2 back. Like, what if this portion of the deck is really good? I think I'm going to keep this over this. Pass turn. Misty. Snow-covered island Delver. Sure would have been... So now I'm holding both Dark Depths in my hand. How lucky. Hit the lightning bolt. Hit the wasteland, too. So, hear me out. I mean, I can go get... I need a... That was really good. Different things I could do. I could just go get Tabernacle. Keep the one without ice counters. Now, do they have the bounce spell that I wasn't prepped for? I mean, I could just wasteland them. Okay. So, we saw basic. We did see basic Snow Island. We definitely saw Delverine. So, Endurance's in. I want to say Red Blast in. Murktide is still a threat that I can't really deal with. I mean, I can delay it, but I can't fight it forever. Pithy Needle. Now, Bajuka Bog worth considering. But I would say Ipnu doesn't matter. Caracas doesn't matter because Monkey. Ragavan is gone. Is Tabernacle relevant? I don't know. This Otawara, I haven't really touched Otawara yet. I'm not sure how good it is. 4 mana does seem like a lot, but it's something that can't be countered if I need it to. Like they could very well have back to basics, you know. Beseju's here. I could mess with their lands a little bit. I don't know if that's necessarily what I need. I'm willing to trim one. I could still have one in an emergency. Is it better than other things I have here? No, like I feel like I still want to try to quick 2020. What is the card Dead Gone that bounces my thing? Okay, they have to have two in a red to bounce me. I thought it was 2 mana, so I feel a little bit better about that. I like Elvish Reclaimers. I could see crop rotation being worse than some of the other stuff. Okay, I will cut one crop rotation in the World of Days and stuff like that, although I do like it against the... We're going to keep crop rotation. We're going to cut a single Life from the Loam. I'm going to cut the Life from the Loam because I believe they have Surgical Extraction in their deck now. They're keeping 7. Snow-Covered Island. Ponder. I'm thinking this is Mox Diamond. Mishra's Bauble. Okay. Ponder was a not shuffle. They know my wasteland. Fair. Okay. So deploy Tropical. Deploy Mox Diamond. Deploy Spellbomb. They know I have a Wasteland. And the reason I'm doing that is more, okay, Dark Depths are gone. Dark Depths are gone. Surgical has stripped the 2 depths. So I have another game plan. We did bring in... We have our solo Slogurk. We have some Endurances. We still have Urza Sagas. We're going to be okay. So instant sorcery. Bang. They're down to 3 cards. They did get to see my hand, didn't they? Okay. For the first time, Otawara has entered the field. We could waste them. Yeah, I'm good with that. I currently don't have enough legendary creatures. Take 1. Basic. Melt down for 1. I lose my access to red. Sure. Access to red back online. Still no flip. 3 cards in hand. What doesn't flip? That was a great draw. Still no flip. I was going to say, they could crack the Delta to have a chance. A Narset. Narset found a Force of Will. So depending on what the other card in hand is. So my question would be, what is in our deck? We've lost our Dark Depths. We could get a Blast Zone. Is Blast Zone even any good? We turn this into... Okay, they used it. Well, they had Force Pitching Force. Okay. Still no flip. Narset cashes. Hits an expressive iteration, which is pretty good. Volcanic has been exiled. Volcanic has been found. They +1 to card there. Murktide Regent. Okay. Three. This fires off, gets me a... Expedition map would go into play. Not going to attack yet. This is the saddest Delver in the world. Ponder, no shuffle. And they found a new Meltdown. It's pretty good. Take it. So... Still a whiff. Show me. That puts me at 2. Aaron Mesa. Thespian stage, but that's not good enough because I still take 4. Okay. I mean, maybe I need Pyroblast insurance. Or not Pyroblast, but if they go for whatchamacallit. It's also a way it would theoretically help fight surgical extraction if surgical extraction is what I want to fight. I'm willing to believe that this just isn't good enough, cost-wise. I have a hard time believing this is real, or I should say this is good, but it's a different kind of threat. How about that? It's something that they wouldn't normally be ready for. I mean, Tabernacle could have the potential to be tricky. I might be too much in on this. I like the idea of the Reclaimers. We never got to Endurance. I need to be mindful about not cutting too many green cards and still trying to have the ability to do stuff. I mean, maybe it's this other, like, these are not the cards that I want, especially how I'm going to trade resource-wise. All right, this feels like a real start. Forcing Elvish Reclaimer. Force Pitch Force. Okay. Basic basics. Okay. I currently have 3. No, Jeremy, if you would have put they're paying before knowing it's worth it. That's interesting. And no flip. Hey, buddy. So they know it's gonna flip. That's a good one to hit. We have Thespian Stage. If I get Saga, I'm triggering on 1. I'm untapping into 2. At 13, I think I can afford. Do you also have days? No. That seems surprising. Yeah, that was super weird. So we could waste them off red. They have 1 card in hand right now. That was poor with the timing on. Yeah, that was poor with the timing of making them still pay to the tabernacle tax. I think really what I needed to do was waste them off volcanic, but potentially I'll pay for that now. Okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought it could be. Grove, Saga, Saga. Okay. They found a new land. They still could have. They could still have Murktide. Alright, so if I generate a Saga. Or No, that was wrong because I needed to get to. Yeah, that was just wrong. Oh, you dummy. My thought there was, okay, what I need to do is build up to get to Maze, but I'm not going to be alive to get to Maze. And that was even worse because then you didn't play Endurance. Yeah, I definitely played this. I played this poorly. 100% I played this poorly. Because now it's like, okay, well, I got to get that guy out there. Okay. The correct thing to do is to not target, and that's what I messed up. I'm just this is how you learn, folks. This is how you learn and draw Maze of Ith right when you want to. It's a very calculated game plan I got here. So I'm gonna give myself multiple ways to make sure not to die, or at least try not to die. Also, had I accidentally targeted them, all of a sudden this is a 6/6. I would have felt foolish. Melt down. A new grove. So 2. Other lands. We're not gonna get to Blast Zone. We could go get Dark Depths though. No attacks. Could just die to Bolt. Could just die to Bolt. That's not good enough. Two blockers and a Maze of Ith. They're paying. So force negation. Tough but fair. Strip that. They don't have that many resources left. Pay. They're going to draw a bolt or a bounce. Saga potentially would have been better. Well, you still have the tax, but paying costs, extracting Urza Saga out of my hand. That's bad. Do they remember the graveyard one? They remember the graveyard one. That's a pretty good one. I'd like to suit up my Merit Lage, please. Attack. I will assign my trample. Go to 23. I gotta say, these games are definitely nail bitey. So every match has gone to 3 games. I like everything. Correction. I like a lot of the stuff that's going on here. I think it's clever to have all of these moving parts. I have yet to cast this card, so I can't speak to how much I like it. But I mean, the times that Flusterstorm has come in, just having the ability to do Tabard, like I almost think I want more Reclaimers over Slogurk. Whether or not that's the right way to approach it. The reading through one of the stuff they're saying, they really want to play Choke this weekend, and so they just don't want to play the Tropical Island, and that's reasonable. I don't necessarily know that the blue cards have won us any particular matches. I think Flusterstorm is such a good card to have available. Like Tropical supports it, but how much? So does Mox Diamond. Mox Diamond supports it pretty well. I don't know. I guess I'm just rambling on here when really what I should have done is started the next match. Sorry about that. We are 3-0. I mean, if we were like, I don't want to say turbo depths, because turbo depths implies you have vampire hex mage, you are doing everything you can to accelerate. I just like the idea of Elvish Reclaimer in addition to crop rotation, just to really solidify the lands portion, maybe a second map that against the control decks and stuff like that out there, if I can just be like, here's a saga, here's a saga, here's a saga, and generate my value that way. Like dress down sucks, but that's what the Pyroblast and stuff like that is for. Yeah, I guess I'm just trying to think through. I'm glad I tried this list. There are definitely things about this that I am not used to, and so I think it's worthwhile. But the things that I'm seeing, like the one of the two different. We've also won every die roll. That doesn't seem replicable. Exploration, life from alone. Well, this is the greatest hand I've ever seen. They mulligan to 6. Bastion. Maze of Ith, I see. Force of Negation, losing, pitching days, and do it. Okay, that's 1. Brainstorm. Best turn. Terminus. So we appear to be against Miracles. Ice Fang Koano. Ponder. No Shuffle Ponder. There's no need to deploy that yet, so I won't. I don't want to get caught by a prismatic ending, etc. Something that there's no good reason to get caught by. Caracas, problematic. Narset, problematic. Narset revealing. Teferi, problematic. So this is Bant and it's Days Undoing. Crank it up to 3 and then blow it. If I'm cranking it up to 3 and blowing it, that means I cannot afford to... Jays. Jays better than all. Yeah, the early force negation really did hurt. So crop rotation. What am I rotating into here that would even remotely be worthwhile? Caracas has me pinned down. Saga? Saga. Saga could threaten to start doing some stuff. Yeah, these Jace activations are rough, though. Okay, Death Touch active. Uro. Sure. They could just have another force. That's totally reasonable. Okay. Is it worth clearing Narset here? I'd say no. I think I'd still rather hold. Yikes, that's terrible. Pass. I'm gonna say if I wasn't exhausted, I would be more interested in fighting this match. But I mean, part of me is just, do I really want to do this? You know? Like, I feel like we haven't hit Punishing Fire or anything like that that could potentially control Planeswalkers. Now that Teferi, I should say, I mean, Narset isn't necessarily holding me back from anything. It's just that there is the potential for things that could mess me up. And what's interesting is Teferi's plus, if resolved, means they could cast a Day's Undoing in response to like a Blast Zone activation and end the turn, taking that ability off the stack, which is interesting. Like, that's something I think it was Time Stop is the card that he used to do that. I'm also hungry and I can smell dinner. Hungry, smell dinner. I'm a little cold. I'm tired. I'm obviously kind of cranky here. And this is a Jace plus on you. Cast Day's Undoing. Okay, so therefore, I think I do have to blow. Now, if they have Flash in Hull Breacher, yep. All right. Yeah, that was a little rough. Now, endurance is not amazing, but like, okay, Hull Breacher's a 3/2. That's worth punishing firing. Ipnu out. They did show Uro. Now here's something that we might have a chance to do some trickery and bouncing. They are going to have a lot of basics, so maybe Wasteland's a little less impressive here. I mean, Wasteland's still going to be good. Don't get me wrong, but it's just it might not have the same. It might not hit the same way. We saw Force Negations. That's also why I like Flusterstorm to try to help prevent something. Pyrite Spellbomb. The fact I can't recur forever makes that less impressive. Also, I'm thinking Shadow Spear could probably go. It's not necessarily the trample that I need to get through. Hexproof, Indestructible, that's not where we're going. Mazes, we could keep one for Earl, but we don't need all of it. Tabernacle is likely something that is not going to save the day, so therefore, okay, if I could keep a card back, I'll keep Slogurk, because I need to give Slogurk a chance, and I really haven't yet. Bajuka Bog, I feel like, can do work. Beseju cannot kill a Planeswalker. Can Otawara bounce a Planeswalker? Otawara can bounce a Planeswalker. Okay. We're cutting to Wastelands. Keep in mind, they showed us Caracas. Yeah, we'll draw the other one when we need it. Nothing to worry about. Okay. So hear me out. Land. Okay, I thought they were going to force, because they forced Reclaimer the first time. Based on that, should I have gotten Saga going? Yeah. Ponder Shuffle. They have Terminus, Jeremy. Don't forget about Terminus. So I could crack this to get to 3 as needed. The Yavimaya is gone. I only have one Yavimaya. That's worth remembering. This could be an ambush endurance. This come in tapped. I could just go get Dark Depths. No, I think I need to clear off what they're doing first. So I'm going to go get a Wasteland. B downs. Hey! I like B downs. Okay. Things to change. I mean, how about that? We only had one Wasteland, and it did exactly what we needed it to. I'm still looking at these Bosejus. They are a green source. That's not to be overlooked. Green mana is kind of hard sometimes. We saw the Punishing Fire. No, we had the Punishing Fires because of the 1/1s, the 3/2s, and the Planeswalkers. Punishing Fire is fine. You sure you don't want a Pirate Spellbomb to just deal with stuff? It'll matter once. It'll matter when I need a green source and I draw a Pyrite Spellbomb. So I'm hesitant of having this, although it does make this better. Why is this? I don't need this right now. Basic. Ponder. Engineered explosive on 1. Okay. Punishing Fire is not what I was expecting. Still end step. Okay. Come attack me. Ponder. So with Grove, do I go for red-green or do I go for blue-green? No shuffle. I think you have to for purposes of... Okay to click without her. Okay. So I don't want them to get the card draw. Back to basics, huh? So here's the thing is, do I... Yeah. Yeah. Force pitch Earl. Right on time. They're down to 3 cards. I currently don't have red mana. Thespian Stage, spend 3 mana to copy a forest. Is the one Besiju still in the deck? I think so. You got me. Nice Mazevith. Meanwhile, they're drawing up. Yep. Could Spellbomb have gone into hand and do anything? No. That's frustrating. Oh, that's annoying. All right. Let's jump into this last one. I feel like, I don't know, I don't want to say hesitance, but there was. Why did I jam the endurance there and spend a Pyroblast on a stupid 1/1? You know, it's like I have a tendency to try to push aggression before it's the right time to push aggression. Like, they're at 20, and I'm Pyroblasting a 1/1 to get in that 3. You know, like, does that really make sense? I've got the Pyrite Spellbomb and not Pyrite Spell, the Punishing Fire. Like, sit back, use Punishing Fire to use those kind of things, and save the Pyroblasts for what you need the Pyroblasts for. Not having an early Mox did not help me there, and I think I had also declared there was no need for that extra Boseiju, and I had sided one out, so obviously just a buffoon all around. But yeah. Buffoonery, what do you want? I'm just thinking, like, if I put this video up, I can title it Slow Gurk the Overslime featured in lands, and I do not believe I have even drawn it. Now, I've taken it out a lot, which I'm not gonna lie, it is a lot harder to draw cards that are not in your deck. There's some shenanigans involved, like Living Wish and stuff, but I mean, literally, this is the card I need. Draw it off the top. If it is not in your deck, so much harder to do. Also, we have not played against Doomsday, which like the Ipnu Rivulet, 3 and Foundry tend to. I mean, they're gunning for. So, round 5. Won the die. We won 5 die rolls today. That is nonsense. Okay. Bastard. Hey, Biggie. Welcome back. Island Ponder. Island Ponder Shuffle. Okay. We have a force. Nope. Force on the exploration, and we have a Teferi. Okay. So we've already played our land. Brainstorm. Mm-hmm. This is a intense brainstorm. It's kind of like the snowstorm that's going on outside, which actually I can't tell right now. It's just too dark out. But it was like this. Oh no, 4 to 8, 10 inches of snow. Well, maybe 3 to 6. Maybe 2 inches. Like it just the snow really has not hit us yet. Prismatic Vista. So a grove and a thespian stage. Okay. Do you throw out a blind pithing needle? I mean, they'd have to respond. You have to respond with Prismatic Vista. Okay. I don't know, it's worth a shot, right? Basic Plains. I'm just going to name Fairy. I mean, they've lost one, but we know it's a card they have. Volcanic. Monastery Mentor. Well, we could try to hit the mentor again. Yeah, we don't have any long-term stuff. They have days. I don't want to say always yield, but let's see what they can pull off here. They would have to have instant. Top. Okay. We're up to a 3-3. So they topped the preordain. The volcanic we knew from days. No shuffle ponder. Single white. Prismatic ending, targeting my Mox Diamond. First of all, how dare you? I'll allow it. Sure. Take 4. All still had all these loams. Okay, so this goes up to 2. The question is, do I crank this again? We're down a Pyrite Spellbomb. We could draw. We have not yet played a land. Kind of like the idea of Expedition Map. Green. That doesn't help me though. Kind of wish we had the. I'm gonna get the map to save a placeholder effectively. 1, 2, 3. If I went and got that 1 and that 2, setting up for the green. Saga, Depths, Heath. They could counter this too. Maybe they should. Because that's. I don't have that many green sources if they could deal with this Grove of the Burn Willows. Yeah. Force pitching a Jace the Mind Sculptor. Yeah, I currently don't have green available to me. Now, was I going to stay home? That's a good draw. Do you think they have another counterspell? Oh, you should have tapped it for green. That was bad. Depths. Saga. Hi, buddy. Another counter. All right. No attacks. Stay home. Blue, blue. Correction, blue. White. Dress down. That's bad. I think it's more cantrip than anything else. It kills my dude. Depths. Saga. Take it. Yep. Oh, there is a Slogurk. We have found one. Dark Depths. Thespian Stage. Wasteland. Alright. The inevitability showed up. So we saw Jeskai. We saw Jeskai colors. We saw Mentor. No, it was the other match where we saw Back to Basics, but I don't think that's the kind of match I want to get into. Now, Jeskai is not going to have. They had Dress Down to be mindful of. The other one was a Bant deck doing the stuff that was able to have Uro. They had a couple basics, but they didn't have all basics. I want to be careful to not strip out too much stuff. Pyrite Spellbomb, we saw Mentor. We only saw Mentor. We saw Mentor and we saw Mentor and the monks that Mentor begat. So maybe an Ipna rivulet as well. Cutting blue lands for. Okay, let's keep the Ottawa. Let's cut a Caracas. Legendary cards from them. Not as big of a worry. Now, Endurance. Endurance gives me something else to do. Willing to cut one waste just because of the aggressive fetch for basics. And I'm giving Slogurg a chance, but I don't know that I should. I think I'm gonna get rid of the Shadow Spear. What is our opponent doing? Our opponent is mulligan to 6. I have green mana, Exploration, Light from the Loam with a Wasteland. Okay, they kept to 6. Ponder. Kind of thinking basic forest. Did not shuffle. Days. I forgot about Days. But I would argue Days make sense when you have Mentor to have these, what do I want to say? Not paying costs, stripping exploration? Okay. That seems aggressive. Maybe they just wanted the information, Basic plans. Saga and a loam. Now, the question is, maybe they have another surgical? My thought is I wanted to get Saga online. What do they got for me? Okay. A Boseiju and a Adawara. Here, I think I want to give myself the chance to have endurance shenanigans. This could still hit tropical. Because of that, I think I'm going to deploy Windswept. What does Beseiju destroy? Beseiju destroys artifact, enchantment, non-basic. Okay. Going through their turn pretty quick here. They had nothing. Now, I was going to say, what I really needed to do. Okay, we milled 3 more. We make another 2/2, or get the colorless, because we're going to get an opal. Or not an opal, a diamond. Hear me out. I have a plan. Get back the Beseiju, the Atarwa, and the Saga for a green. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play the Saga. Artifact, creature, enchantment, planeswalker. And this blows up non-basics. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Combat. Attack. Like, I feel decent about this. A dress down happens. Dress down happens. But it was an end step dress down to go into their turn. Interesting. They're paying costs. Prismatic ending on that. I would lose a color. That might be okay. We're in the main phase. So I would lose that green and lose my chance. I mean, I can't really make a... I actually can't make a Saga token right now anyway. Still have the 1 loam in my hand. That was a good draw. Need to be mindful of... Okay. Swords the Plowshares on my endurance. Sure. Have I played a land? I played a taiga. What do I still have in there? Not much. Can I was gonna say, can I do 2 mana to copy? Copy, replay. No, just go to the long game. To activate. They have 3 mana left to them. And get a Dark Depths. Get a Mox Diamond. Mox Diamond will pitch Wasteland for all the good that has been doing here. And green, Loam, Saga, Waste, Windswept Heath. Force of Will. Deal. Attack. Artifact, creature, enchantment, or planeswalker. Saga, Stage, Wasteland. Do I want Punishing Fire? Maybe I want Punishing Fire. So I don't currently have a Loam in my hand. I have all Loams in the graveyard. Back to basics. 3 cards remaining in hand off their back to basics. We have a Boseiju in hand that they can't stop. Oh, I was worried about I was worried about indestructible. Well, if they have swords, they were going to swords it anyway, right? So what does indestructible really matter? So this is main phase. Okay, they got one card left. I think I'm being like I was complaining before, Travis, that I was being too cautious. And then yeah, see, so before I was acting too cautious, and then other times I'm too reckless, and that's a lot of the problem is I'm not reining it in properly. You know what I mean? Like I need to do a better job of managing my aggressiveness. That's probably the best way to put it. So, well, we got a 4-1 there. That was pretty sweet. Things that I was running into, that the 3 fetches against 1, 2, 3 fetchables, sometimes that felt a little like it was running up against. I'd like to. Another person in the Legacy Lands Discord was minus a fetch plus a fetchable, and I like that idea. Also, Slogurk did literal nothing. We never had it. Never once was it in our hand to be able to play. I do wonder if something like Endurance Main could be more useful. But otherwise, I don't know. I had fun with this. We do have to lock in a list for the ManaTraders, just because. Well, I'm not going to be home in time tomorrow to do it, so I think I am going to go back in the Discord. I'm going to talk with them a little bit more. Say, hey, here's what I did today. But yeah, one more thing. Let's open some chests, just to see if we open the stupid turtle that's like 1 million tickets. All right, I see some cool cards. We got Smoke Spirit's Aid. What? Coma Serpent, Dimensional Infiltrator, Fallen Shinobi, Phyrexian Unlife, Restoration Angel, and Revenge of the Hunted. I was playing the treasure chest lottery the other day, trying to get the Kappa Cannoneer that just does not seem to exist. I don't even know what this card is. Smoke Spirit's Aid. We're going to have to look that one up. Smoke Spirits. Woo! 10 cents. What about Coma Chameleon? 40 cents. Dimensional Infiltrator? Nah, nobody wants it. Fallen Shinobi? 10 cents. Phyrexian Unlife? This set was not so hot. Yikes. There's no way. Revenge of whatever I just said. Well, folks, that's why you don't open your treasure chests unless you really need the play points, because oh my god, that was bad. But yeah. If you want to come talk in my Discord, !Discord will get you there. Come on, stop by. I will talk about what I locked in, and we can maybe, discuss some choices. I'm also going to go back to the Legacy Lands and let them know, hey, this is what I did today. As always, I appreciate the follows, the subscriptions. Steve, Mike, I got you on the queue. We're going to spin up some more wheels, and we'll see what's coming. But otherwise, thanks for hanging out with me today. We'll see you next time.